Welcome, everybody, to Morel's Man Cave, where we keep the party going. Today's topic is so special, and for all of the dads out there, I'm only speaking from the man's point of view. This is a conversation we want to have with our daughters, and we've already had it 10,000 times, but due to life, they may have chosen a different route. The conversation is: should you marry before you carry? And I get it, ladies. Why are you talking about this? Coming from a male's point of view, so forth, so on. I'm coming from it, not from a male's point of view. I'm coming to you guys from a kid's point of view. And the kids suffer when there's not two parents in the household. And I get it. I'm single by choice. I'm a mother by choice. All of these things are by choice. But guess what? The kid doesn't have. The kid has no choice on being here because you, as a consenting adult, had some bedroom fun with a man to either be in your life or not in your life. And then more times than other, with you guys not being married. Now, let's make this real clear. I'm not saying marriage is the key to success as far as a mother and father are concerned for the kids' benefit. What I'm saying is the percentage goes up extremely higher when you marry before you carry. Because if you look at it right now in 2025, there's so many single moms out there. And guess what single moms are doing? They're producing some of the worst products of kids. Let me explain before I go any further. I'm looking at from a point of view is what's the final outcome for kid XYZ? Most kids, or I'll say adults that are in prison come from who? Single fathers, mother and father relationships, or from single father parenting. The majority come from single mothers raising their sons or daughters. That's just the facts. I'm not just making this stuff up. Let me go into a quick Google search just to prove to you guys I'm not making this stuff up. We got to talk about this because this is a true conversation that needs to be had. Let's go on the tab, let's share. You guys can see my wonderful video over here before I go into my huge monologue. I'm a huge fan of facts. All right, let's go with percentage of people in jail from single moms. This is Googleable. I'm not making this stuff up. While exact figures vary by study, statistics suggest a significant correlation between growing up in a single parent home, especially with a single mom, and higher rates of incarceration, with some sources citing around 80% of prisoners come from fatherless homes. The whole video is over with right now, ladies and gentlemen. After this, I'm just going to be yapping. Black and white in front of your face, 80% of all prisoners come from single mother homes. Now, going back to the original conversation, should you marry before you carry? From a father's point of view, and hopefully from a mother's point of view, it should never be the deal of go out there and have some bedroom fun with a person either in a relationship with, a one-night stand, a one-month fling, whatever it may have been, and produce a child. Ladies, the minute you produce that child, you lost all of your leverage. You gave a man one of the two greatest gifts a woman can ever give a man. And some of y'all would think, oh man, some of the greatest things I could ever give a man is some bedroom fun and some home-cooked meals. You're wrong. Two of the greatest things a woman can ever give a man, for one, it's a child. And for two, it's a tattoo. Why do I say those two things? Because they're permanent. You can't get rid of a kid. In the incubating process, there's thing called an A and ends with an N. You can do that. I'm talking about when it's all said and done, it's actually here. That kid is permanent. That's one of the greatest gifts you can give to a man. So, and also a tattoo. Yes, you can cover a tattoo up. Maybe you can get rid of a tattoo, but let's be honest. You put that tattoo on your body for a reason. You put on your reason because you were so into this man for whatever degree that may have been. What I'm saying is, if you bring it back to the basics, you gave a man one of the two greatest gifts a woman can give a man. And what did you get back in return? Nothing. You're tied to this man forever by having a child. If you're not in the dating stage, the one night stand phase, the 1 month phase, or whatever it may have been, the situationship, you should be talking about marriage. Now, bringing up marriage is going to do one of two things for a man. It's going to make him go closer to you or further apart. But what you can do, ladies, is you can protect your peace. Why are you giving a kid to a man who doesn't want to be with you long term? I get it. Using the club, you look good. You had your hair extensions on. You had your makeup looking good. You looking good in your outfit. Now, all the men you could have picked from, you picked Tyrone. You picked Randy. You picked Keith. You are a bad picker of men. That's actually a whole different conversation to talk about later on. Is men need to be involved in the dating process with women to help them avoid what I'm talking about right now. Women having kids out of wedlock, hoping that the man's going to marry them later on. It's not in your best interest. Now, I'm talking to the people who don't have any kids right now. I'm gonna get all the pushback. Morel, who are you to tell me I shouldn't have a kid out of wedlock? This is use that word for what it is. Wedlock. That's a shaming tactic that means you should be married before you have kids. And I guarantee you, if you're going to get married, you're going to be married forever? No, I'm not. Remember, it's not about me as a man or you as a woman. I'm looking at it from a kid's point of view. The kid has the mom DNA. The kid has the dad DNA. He or she has both DNAs combined into one. And if all the kid is receiving is the motherly energy, I'm not saying the kid's not going to be good. What I'm saying is, as you've seen the stats, I pulled up straight from Google, 80% of all prisoners come from single mom households. The numbers don't lie. So what I'm saying is, for everybody who does not have a kid, all the ladies listen to this conversation. Hopefully the fathers and the mothers listen to this conversation. Hopefully the future mothers and daughters listen to this conversation. The future men and women who don't have any kids, who are going to be fathers someday, watch this conversation and be like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure my daughter is going to marry before she carries. Let me use a personal story right fast. I have a daughter. She's 19 years old. I told her, if you decide at some point to have a kid before marriage, I'm not going to the baby shower. I'm not going to the gender reveal. I'm not going to none of that stuff. I'm going to be disappointed in you making a decision not to marry before you carry. Why am I giving such strict rules to my daughter? I'm setting the standard. And the standard is, I want to make sure that you are not out here for the streets. Yes, you might be in a relationship with one guy, and that's cool. Is he looking at you long term to be in a relationship? If the answer is yes, then cool. Keep on partying. Keep on doing your thing, so forth, so on. You can have all the relationships you want. But when it comes to kids, it's very important at the bare minimum to get a commitment from a man. And just having a baby for a man is not commitment. Commitment is a man saying to you, whether he gets on a knee, whether he's standing up, he says, I want to marry you. And not only does he want to marry you, he's already done it. There's too many single moms out here. There's too many. And they say by choice. It's not by choice. The man that you wanted didn't want you back. And let's bring it back even further. The man who is the father of your child isn't up to par in whatever level that may have been. Could you just admit you're a bad picker of men? If he's so bad, How did he get between your legs and have some bedroom fun if he wasn't a good enough guy in the moment? He might have peacocked to you, meaning he's shown something that he doesn't have long term. I get it. My point is that if this guy's such a bad guy, how'd you give him access to give some bedroom fun? I know he didn't force, and if he forced himself on you, I'll make this real clear. It starts with an R, it ends with an E. If that happened, which is like 2%, I get it. I'm not talking about the 2%. I'm talking about the 98% of consensual bedroom fun people who are having kids and there's no marriage involved at all. If you're getting married before you carry, congratulations. I am so proud of you guys. I'm talking about the other ones because it's not producing good results. I just showed you guys the slide. 80% of all prisoners come from single mother household. There's no fathers around. Fathers produce the best, statistically, the best products of kids being successful. Why? Because there's discipline involved. Let me break it down to you right fast. Okay. A father tells kid X, girl or boy, it's irrelevant to gender, hey, I'm asking you to do this. This is not a debate. This is not a you might want to do it, you might not want to do it. I'm telling you as a dad to do this. Guess what the kid's gonna do? It's gonna do X. Whatever X is, the dad tells the kid to do. Cool. Now, let's flip it right fast. If mama says, kid X, I need you to do X, Y, Z, whatever that may have been. And it's a hypothetical, the kid didn't do it. The kid's gonna get maybe a spanking, maybe a punishment, maybe some kind of sense that you didn't do something right. So the mom's going to be mad at the kid for however long. But here's the difference between men and women. When a man gives a kid to do something, X, Y, Z, there's a punishment involved. There's maybe a spanking, there's maybe a punishment, whatever it may have been. And a dad is not going to give any happiness to the kid for a while. When the mama gives the kid a punishment, whether it be a spanking, a punishment, or whatever it may have been, within a couple hours, the mom's going to go to that same kid and give him a hug and a kiss at the same time. So the kid's getting mixed feelings. Wait a minute. My mom gave me a punishment or a spanking, whatever that may have been. But then a couple hours, she gave me a kiss and a hug, says everything's going to be okay. So the kid is like, I'm getting punished, but at the same time, I'm being loved by my mom. When a dad does a punishment, the kid's punished. The love might come a month later. That's the difference. And it's not all moms, it's not all dads. What I'm saying, as a majority, if you line up 100 dads, 100 moms, majority of the men are going to do exactly as I said. They're going to discipline their kid, and the love's going to come way later on. Line up 100 women, the discipline's going to come immediately. The love's going to come not immediately, but way faster than the man. So the kid's getting mixed feelings like, wait a minute, my mom loves me. She punished me, but at the same time, she also said she loves me. So the kid is like, I can do what I want to do with my mom. Now, being a single mom, also too, if you're raising a boy to a man, at a certain age, it might be 12, it might be 14, it might be 15. That boy is stronger than you. So he's looking at you like, Mom, I can literally destroy you right now. I'm not, due to the love and respect that I have for you, but you're just chirping. You just yapping. I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do, because in that kid's mind, if there's no father figure around, that kid now becomes a man way faster than he needs to be. This is why having a father is so important. Now, I got a quick video for you guys on Great Invention called Instagram that I want to show you guys to more illustrate what I'm talking to you about. Let's take a quick look right fast. I went to my Instagram Reels. Let's watch this quick video.
What did say?
I told you have a man, Mom. Put your answer here. You can erase it or put it down here.
Why are you asking me that?
Okay, answer the question.
Why are you asking me that? Answer my question. No, move. Don't get on me. Why you ain't? Why are you asking me that?
Because I want to know why I don't got a daddy. Everybody else got one.
You ain't got a daddy because your daddy don't want to be a daddy.
Fine, like, Jesus.
Find you one.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Please, I need a daddy.
Now, what that kid said, nothing at all. That kid said, I want a daddy. Go find one. And the mama's excuse is, your daddy don't want to be around. Out of all the people you could have picked, you picked him, and he's not around. And it goes back to my point. Ladies, women, if you marry before you carry, it's another incentive to keep the man around. Men are just out here leaving women. What if, I'm using a scenario right fast, this man had zero intentions of being with her long term. He just wanted the bedroom fun. Just use that example, which actually is a lot of examples that's happening. But guess what? She don't know that. So she in her head's like, oh, this guy really wants to be with me, so forth, so on. I'm gonna give him the greatest gift, one of two, that a man truly wants from a woman. I'm gonna give him a baby. By me giving him this baby, it's gonna keep him around. The man's like, nope, that ain't happening. I didn't want to beat you in the first place. Now I'm gonna keep on going over here with Keisha, Pam, Tasha, Karen, Nicole, whatever her name is. You're like, damn, I gave you a baby. And he may have said to you in the beginning, I don't want to be in a relationship. You said, I want to spin it. I'm gonna give him a baby, make him stay in a relationship longer. It don't work like that. Baby don't hold people down. You may have said to yourself, we're in a committed relationship, and for whatever reason, he never wants to marry you. I'm not gonna say cool, but all right. If he's in a long-term relationship with you and never marries you, ain't that better than nothing at all? Ain't that better than nothing at all? Ladies, I'm not talking about from a man point of view. I'm not talking about from a woman's point of view. I'm talking about it from a kid's point of view. That kid in that video wanted a daddy, and she's like, Mommy, why don't I have a daddy for Christmas? For Christmas, she want a daddy. There's only so much energy as a woman you can give. There's the woman DNA, there's the dad DNA going to want to make a kid. That kid needs both sides of the piece. With that being said, I'm not trying to convince you left. I ain't trying to convince you right. Am I right? Am I wrong? Put in the comment section. The main thing is we need to start having some real conversations about life. With that being said, like, subscribe, and comment in the video. Let's keep the party going.